Welcome to another unboxing. Do something a little different here. Since I have a project I need to do hardcore drilling in, need a hammer drill. So, because I got to drill a little concrete into a little concrete, I should say. I'm not drilling concrete, but I'm drilling into concrete. So, we'll just look at this as a half key chuck. I decided to get a corded one because the cordless one, it's like, I figure I'm using every day. That's one thing. That's why I got this too, because these are not too bad. Hyper tough's not too bad if you get like, you're going to use something, regular, but not hardcore anything. Like if I was going to everyday use, I wouldn't do it because of the cord for one thing. But also too, it's just for one of those things, just periodically. It's a good deal. So it's a half key chuck. So it's on the side here. So shows what's included in the box, and then just little specifications. In the back, and key chuck, trigger, variable variable speed trigger, depth gauge rod, and the handle. On this side, it just has a picture of that. On the bottom, you can see it's kind of pushing out. First heavy thing top. So just opened up, and let's see what's up. Yeah, because I decided to get this because I got this. Got to mount this thing. It's kind of cool. So, alright. Well, nothing else in the box there. And of course, always keep the box just in case you need to do a return or something on it or anything like that. So, and of course, here's the drill itself. This video is not really going to be much because there's not much to really talk about in this because it's just a normal deal. Tell it's nothing high tech. You can see the plastic inside. I know it's nothing high tech, but I figure it'll work for what I need it for. So, this can be controlled. So, and there's a lock for it. So. There you go. Lock. And then, of course, this directions. So it's not bad. I mean, this is metal right here, the chuck and stuff, of course. So, but I'll see how it's going to work for what I need it for. Everything I think should be pretty good. And there's chuck right here. So, and then the manual on it. Like I said, I'm not going to get anything in real in-depth with this because it's just a drill. Nothing fantastic. Nothing major. Very just anybody. Because I have a grinder I have to do a project on, and should just turn around and just realistically just turn around and just did that. Just did an unboxing on that one. Sorry about that messing up. I'm just like untying this thing. Then it's keeping the packaging just in case got to return everything, just in case any problems with it. Of course, not going to get used for a little bit yet. I just got to wait till the weather cools down. Getting better weather, but it's still. Still the humidity's up and everything. I'll wait till it gets a little cooler to use this thing. It's outside thing, of course. Not doing anything inside. That is a little tedious with this part here, but like I said, always good to keep the packaging until you know what's up with it. Because you got to return it and just put it back the way it was. And that way you have all the packaging, because I know some of these return things you really give. I don't know, kind of give people crap for not having all the packaging, so. But now I just like to have everything just so I can put it back the way it was, Yeah, sorry for taking so long on this deal here. There we go. I tied it tight. Yeah, it's just kind of thin plastic anyway, so we'll take this out. Come on. There we go. So, oh wow. So this is interesting. It's supposed to be some depth gauge, but it's a piece of plastic, as you can see by me bending it. That's sad. It's even got marks on it. It's sad as plastic, couldn't even be metal. And of course, this is plastic also. Except for the bolt going through it. But yeah, it'll work. It'll work for what it's gonna be needed for. Yeah, so nothing high tech, nothing fancy. This thing was about $30, online. So. That's your, of course, Walmart. But yeah, I think it'll work good for what I need it for. So we'll check it out at some point. I'm not going to rent it now. It's not worth doing it. But actually, you know what? I'll do it. Why not? I'll plug it in. Plug it in, turn it on. It's a hammer drill, so it's going to be a little noise. So let me get it plugged in. There we go. See, yeah, it'll be a little noisy. So there we go. Oh, yeah, see, look at that. I don't know what this is right here. A little piece of rubber. Came out from inside of it. So, yep. So, me here with the drill is. There we go. Go slower. Yeah, it's nice. It's got a variable speed trigger on it too. And so, you go slow and pick it up like that. So, this thing, like I said, I'll have to read more on, you know, on this part right here. I'm not sure. It's like a dial in. Okay, so I just turn it down, turn it up. So I think it's like, let me see, let me try turning it this way, see what it does. Yeah, it's the restriction. So actually, this right here is that's pretty cool. That's actually a good idea because this controls the trigger, how far depth the trigger is. Like that's maxed right now versus taking it this way and then it goes all the way. But yeah, this should work for what I need it for. You know, it's weird that it sticks out really far. But I guess if you're wearing gloves, using this thing would be good. So of course this piece has to go onto here. It could be either side. This way or this way. You know, but that's still weird that that was in there. A little piece of rubber. I don't know what that's about, but of course here's the chuck, and there's where it is there. And then of course this is some depth thing, which I don't know if I actually did a depth thing. It should be metal. It's really weird because I had a cordless Ryobi one, and these components were pretty much, this was metal through the Ryobi, and then like a lot of this was metal too. But this was already added, so all I had to do was just add the handle, and I think the handle was like better than this one. But it's all right though. I'm not complaining because it was like 30 bucks. I needed something to drill through some concrete or drill into some concrete, so I figured this would work good. But this is kind of weird though. But I guess it would serve the purpose of what it needs to do. But interesting. So, yep. So to check out this Hyper Tough, it's a 6 amp. It should work good. It sounds like it's got what I'll need power wise. I've realized it's like the concrete I'm going to drill isn't like really. It's kind of like it's been sitting for a while. It's like older concrete, but it just wasn't mixed right. So it's got some softness to it. So, but that's all right. Make it might hopefully make my job easier. And when I grinded an edge down of it, there's some big rocks in it. So we'll see if that's going to interfere with trying to use this thing or not. But it'll be shown later in another video at some other point what this was used for. But right now, it's not about that. It's about just the product here. So like I said, not bad. You know, and of course it's got some weight to it because it's probably got a half decent motor in it. But as soon as you can see the plastic right there, of course a lot of this stuff is just made plastic. I mean, even brand name stuff's kind of gone cheap in certain realms. Other times they got quality. But yeah, a lot of this plastic is used pretty much for a lot of things anymore. So, but other than that, I'm not going to complain. Looks pretty good. Chuck, of course, goes right in here. I put it there, and that way you don't ever lose the chuck. There we go. And of course, I can add this later if I feel like it, because I don't know if I'm going to use it or not, because I just short little jobs got to be used for these things. Like I said, these kind of things, it's fine and dandy. It's corded. I don't know how to hold up on like a daily use, especially if you're hardcore using this thing, like putting it through some really hardcore motions and paces or whatever, if it really worked good or not. Don't know, because I have a cordless Hyper Tough I've had for a couple years now. It's worked fine. Nothing, I haven't been able to do anything major hardcore. I mean, it takes so long to drill. I usually get a drum off. I got to do some high speed stuff because it's just one speed. It's not a high speed one or dual speed or any of that. But this one here should work what I need it for. Like I said, I feel like the corded deal is kind of a benefit. Can't see I have a cordless drill of any type really. Like I said, that one, the regular one, but for hammer and drill. Can't see I have a cordless one if I'm barely going to use it. So, but this also probably most likely could be used as a regular drill fun. But I don't know, kind of corded is nice to have periodically. That way you don't have to worry about running out of battery power right in the middle of a job. Now you got full power. So sometimes corded ones are beneficial. But yeah, I think I kind of got all the points of this. Nothing fancy, it's just a drill for hammer drill for concrete. So there's the. I said I'll take it out of the thing here and see. It's the operator's manual is what they call it. It's funny how the user's manual, owner's manual, operator's manual. There's a bunch of them. And of course in here, there's safety symbols, all that. And then all the parts of the switch, and all parts of the switch, all the parts with the switch and the lock and all that stuff, and how to use the depth gauge rod and all that, because the depth gauge rod goes through here, that little hole there, and adjust it, everything for the depth you needed to drill down to. So that way, the only wants the drill bit to go so far. Some people like put tape on it as a stop point. This way you don't have to do that. This guide gives you the point. Like if you only go like half inch into say half inch, this is of course marked. What is it? 5 through 20. So I'm not sure what the 5 through 20 is, but I'm saying if you only want to go so far into it, like a half inch, a quarter inch into the concrete or brick or whatever, then this is this for like brick, concrete, That's just different hardcore surfaces. I think it'll work good. And so I don't know if I want to add any more to this. Is there anything to add? Like I said, kind of interesting how that's so big. But yeah, so I thought it's like about 30 bucks. It's got a little weight to it, but I think it'd work good for what it's going to be needed for. I mean, it's going to be barely used, but I'd rather do this and own something than do a rental thing and then might need it again because I don't know if I'll need this again later at another point or not. You know, because this will be where I can get more speed and power if I actually got to do a bunch of drilling other than the cordless one that just, like I said, it's still interesting that this was in there. I don't know where it came from, what it's about, but it popped out as soon as stuck out as soon as I turned it on. So other than that, I don't know, it's not bad, but yeah. So I think I'll end the video here and hope you enjoyed this different type of thing here. Yeah, I should have did the grinder. I got a grinder. It's like 25 bucks to do the concrete, another part of concrete, but this right here, we'll see if it works good. I think it should be fine because it's got a few holes to drill done. But how to install this thing, it's pretty easy. Yesterday I did it, and there was one other thing. So, and of course, you just have to push that bolt. It takes a little bit pushed out, and then this can be either way. You can put it up high if you wanted to. It slides right on just like that up on the top. And then this would be like for, you do it for left-handed, like somebody uses this way, like a bit to get that way. Of course, the handle will be on it like this. You know. But me, since I'm a right-handed person, I'm going to put it over here, down at the bottom like that. Run the bolt through it again. Yeah. Bolt through there. And straighten up there. And of course, this is what holds it all together. It tightens it up. So there we go. And then I have the handle on that if need be it. And then up here on the top, I forgot, this is for the standard drilling. It shows it on this side. And then you flip the switch, and that's for hammer. So plug this in a sec again. So this is the hammer side of it. So there's the hammer side. And then, so yeah, and the hammer part won't start. It's going to sound similar until it starts actually hitting the concrete. And then it'll start doing what it needs to do, which pretty much takes and taps the bit into the concrete to break it apart. That's why it's called a hammer drill. It has like a hammer motion to it. So I thought I'd add that in there. Almost forgot. And then there was one other thing I thought I want to put on there. These little Velcro strip things where you can pretty much add it to the cord like this. These are real nice to have for any kind of cords and cables for storing these things. Because I have this on like so many different things, and they're nice because you can put them on here. Of course, they make them in black. I just stick with the gray see-through. That way, if I ever take this off, like it's in the way, I can find it. Amazing. But yeah, and then it can just wrap the cord with it. So let's get the cord wrapped up now. So let's get it right there. There we go. So see, I can just wrap this up here. There we go. And then wrap the cable up. And that's what's nice about these Velcro strips. You can buy these in like a set. I think they do them in rolls, but I think it's real nice. And then it's like you can see it. I mean, like I said, I could put black one in here, but I could use more blacks than I have the gray ones. So I can start using the gray ones up. But yeah, there it is. So I wanted to add that on there. I missed that. Forgot about the switch on top for standard and hammer, and then also too about putting this on, which is not difficult to do. See, it's real easy. You know, so if you don't want to have the handle on it and store it without the handle, then you just take this off like this, and then store it without the handle. Because it's like I said, you could take this off if you want to. You want to store it on there. You know, so it's nice. You know, just in case it's not needed. You know, just in case you don't want to use it. I use these things without these handle parts, especially something quick and simple you can get into, or the space. You don't have the space like whatever you have to get it around. It's like right here. So that's when this kind of, so, well, I guess flip it the other side. But anyway, some people don't like having one in, but take that off. So yeah, there it is. I figured I wanted to add those couple points on. I forgot about the switch up on top being the hammer. Like I said, here's the lock mechanism for like when you have it. There it is. And then of course just to release it, you push it. So you push it in, and it's a 2-finger operation on that. And then that's it. So I don't know if it works for the depth thing. Not. Oh, okay. It does work for the depth thing. Okay, so this works in general for the trigger. In general, wherever it stops at, you can just lock it. So yeah, there we go. It wasn't cooperating. That's why I said it's like a two finger job. And also too, in the middle of drilling, it's not a good idea to switch this over right in the middle of drilling. Just it's kind of like forward or reverse thing. You want to have it, if you're going to switch the hammers to the drill, then make sure the drill's not running or operating. I'm ending the video here. Hope you all enjoyed this. Thanks for watching. Have a good day, good night, wherever you are, whatever time you're watching this, and see you again next time. Bye bye for now.